Hello and welcome. This is In the Studio, and it is episode number 54. So today, I was working on the same remix that I showed you just the other day, and some of my percussive elements weren't cutting through my mix the way I wanted them to. So I've employed a nice little technique here that I want to share with you. It's a gated distortion parallel channel. And it just gives those elements a nice extra burst of energy, a little extra punch to help cut through the mix. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So um, I have everything muted right now except for the kick and the percussive elements that we'll be working with. And I'm also going to mute that gated distortion channel, the parallel channel, and then I'll actually switch that in, and so we can do a little A/B comparison as it's playing, and then I'll recreate that channel for you. So this is without the gated distortion and just the elements we'll be working with the kick. With the gated distortion. Without. And with. So you can hear there's definitely more punch there. Yeah, so it's really helping those elements cut through. So all I've done here is all my percussive elements, my percussion is routed to this percussion group, which is then sent to this parallel auxiliary channel, which is the gated distortion that we'll be using to help these elements out a little bit. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and mute these, and we'll just redo them so I can show you how it's done. So all you need is a distortion plugin or some sort of saturation plugin of your choice. In this instance, I just use the Fruity Fast Distort. I've even left it on its default setting. It works just fine for this type of thing. And then I followed that with a gate. I use the Fruity Limiter, which has a gate built into it. Right over here, the noise gate. So let's go ahead and set this up. I'm actually going to go ahead and mute the dry signal, so all we're hearing right now is that parallel channel, so we can make sure we get the release on this gate right. So I'm going to go ahead and set this threshold here so that these louder hits are able to pass through the gate. But this little hit here and these little hits here will not be affected by this distortion. So then once I have the threshold set, I'm going to go ahead and pull down this gain here, and then we'll kind of adjust you don't need to follow this with the gate, but I like it just because it just kind of gives it that nice just like burst of energy, and it just cuts that tail out because you don't really need it. So see, when you have the release turned all the way down, it's too kind of start stop glitchy, so we need to increase the release a little bit. There's actually, you're hearing that kind of like that little like gritty kind of sound. It's because there's a little hit here that's kind of, what we need to do is push that threshold up a little bit. This little like peak right here was kind of poking through and creating that little glitch. So let's increase that that threshold a little bit. Okay, I think that'll work. Now let's go ahead and turn this down. I'm going to go ahead and turn the dry signal on for the drums and the rest of the parallel channels, and we'll just go ahead and mix this into taste here. You know what? Let's actually do this in context with some of the, and I won't turn everything else on just so you can kind of hear things a little bit better, but I will turn on some of the other elements so we can hear it a little bit better in the context of everything else. Nice. Now I'm just going to do a little A/B comparison here. I'm going to have it on to start with. I'll switch it off a couple times so you can kind of hear, you know, what it's actually doing to the track. So make sure to listen for these percussive hits here. Off. On. Yeah, it definitely helps those percussive hits, the tom, the percussion loop poke through the mix way better. So yeah, I thought that I, would share that with you. Maybe you can use it in your track if you'd like. Maybe leave me a comment, leave me a question. I'd love to hear from you. That's the video for today, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.